Sally Struthers spills the real story about Rob Reiner, and wow, it's kind of shocking. Sally Struthers was born Sally Ann Struthers on July 28, 1947, right in Portland, Oregon. She grew up in a home full of creative ideas but also strict rules, and she loved acting from a really young age. Her dad was a surgeon, her mom stayed home to take care of the family, but they split up when Sally was still little. That split really shaped how she felt inside and made her grow up strong and independent on her own. She mostly lived with her mom after that, so she learned super early to depend on her own strength and her big imagination. Her talent for art and acting showed up really fast. She went to Grant High School in Portland, and she got super into drama club and all the plays there. Everyone saw how good she was, so she went on to study acting seriously at Pasadena Playhouse College of Theater Arts in California. That's one of the fanciest acting schools around. At school, she worked hard to get even better. She built a strong voice, lots of feelings to show, and really funny timing that made her special later. Sally Struthers got her big start in acting toward the end of the 1960s, but her huge famous role came as Gloria Stivix on the super important sitcom All in the Family from 1971 to 1978. That part put her name in TV history forever. Gloria was the open-minded, talkative daughter of Archie and Edith Bunker. She turned into a big symbol of how young people were changing things during a super political time in America. Sally gave Gloria real smarts, deep feelings, and careful acting, so she never felt like just a simple character. She mixed laughs with real heart, so people saw Gloria as a whole person dealing with marriage, being a mom, and caring about the world. Not just someone arguing against her dad's old ideas. That role won Sally 2 Primetime Emmy Awards and tons of love from critics. All in the Family wasn't just funny TV. It started real talks about society. Sally was right in the middle of those talks with her voice. Her acting made big issues feel more human, and it showed how funny shows could fight against unfair ideas, sexism, and fights between old and young people. After All in the Family, Sally Struthers kept working in lots of different movies and TV shows. She was in the movie 5 Easy Pieces in 1970, showing she could do serious acting too, right next to famous Jack Nicholson. On TV, she popped up as a guest on big shows, did made-for-TV movies, and did variety specials that let her be funny in many ways. Through the 1970s and 1980s, she felt like a warm, friendly face everyone knew on TV. She often played people who were kind, easy to like, and full of expression. In funny parts or serious parts, Sally always made her acting feel real and full of true feelings. Sally Struthers also did really well on stage, especially in musical shows. She traveled a lot for tours and acted in big ones like Hello Dolly, Grease, Annie, and The Odd Couple. People really loved her as Miss Hannigan in Annie. She mixed funny meanness with a soft, sad side perfectly. Her stage work showed everyone she loved acting so much, loved being live in front of people, and always brought super fun energy. Her time on stage proved she was a hard worker who stayed serious about acting and never just lived off old fame. One thing Sally Struthers did that lasted a really long time was voice acting. Her special, full-of-feeling voice turned into something super famous. Most people know her as the voice of Rebecca Cunningham in Disney's cartoon show Tailspin, and also as Charlene Sinclair on the puppet show Dinosaurs. Those parts let kids who were way younger discover her and love her funny voice skills. Doing cartoons showed she could keep up with new TV styles and stay popular and liked for many years. To lots of fans, her voice just means cozy, funny, and full of love. Outside of acting, Sally Struthers spent a big part of her life helping people in need. She got famous for speaking up for kids in poor countries around the world. She gave her name and time to big groups that give help globally. Her ads on TV became something everyone knew, but her real caring about the work never stopped. In 2024, Sally Struthers came back to big TV in a way that made everyone happy. She took a part that reminded people why they still love her so much in shows. She joined the cast of the Netflix show Man on the Inside. It's a smart, funny show with great characters, starring the super charming Ted Danson. Sally quickly became one of the favorite side characters everyone talked about. She played Virginia Fold with calm, grown-up confidence, real deep feelings, and quiet laughs. Only someone with years and years of acting could add so many layers to the part. Viewers of all ages really felt her acting. Old fans felt the old warm feelings, and new people got excited to find her. Critics and fans said she fit perfectly with the other actors. Her scenes with Ted Danson felt so real and sparkly with good chemistry. She didn't just visit for one episode, she really lived in the show's world. She added heart and real-life feel to every story. Her acting was so good that people could tell she wasn't leaving soon. Netflix said yes pretty fast. Sally would come back as Virginia Fold for season 2. That showed how great she was and how much fans wanted more. Coming back proved she's still important on TV today. It added another awesome part to her long career full of lasting power, many different roles, and strong love from viewers. Sally Struthers got married to psychiatrist Dr. William C. Reiner on December 18, 1977 in Los Angeles. At that time, her acting life was already super successful and everyone knew her face. She was famous all over the world as Gloria Stivich from All in the Family. That part won her 2 Emmys and made her one of the biggest TV stars of the 1970s. Getting married to Reiner was a big, happy moment for her personally. She wanted to build a calm, close life away from all the cameras and attention. Reiner was a doctor, not someone from movies or TV. He brought a whole different world into her life, one full of mental health, school teaching, and quiet office work. That was very different from the busy, crazy Hollywood life. Friends back then said the match looked like Sally wanted balance and normal feelings away from the set. Soon they had a baby girl named Samantha. Having a daughter changed everything for Sally. It became the most important thing in her world. She talked a lot about how being a mom changed her deeply. It made her feel steady in a way fame never could. Being a mom meant mixing hard work days with taking care of a little kid. She got very protective about keeping Samantha away from too much famous life stuff. She tried hard to keep her daughter safe from nosy reporters and cameras. Around then, Sally started picking jobs more carefully. She thought a lot about how work would affect being a good mom. The extra feelings she got from motherhood made her acting and helping kids work even warmer and more real. People noticed that extra heart in everything she did. Even though they both loved family, the marriage ended in divorce on January 19, 1983. They were together just a little over 5 years. The split showed how hard it is when both people have big jobs, cameras watching, and changing feelings. They kept most private details to themselves. Later, Sally said balancing fame, growing up more, and family was really tough. The divorce hurt a lot but became a turning point. It made her think deeply and get stronger inside. Most important, she stayed focused on giving Samantha a safe, loving home. Her daughter's happiness came first, no matter what. After the divorce, Sally never got married again. Instead, she put all her energy into being a mom, acting, and helping more with charity, especially helping hungry kids and kids who needed care. Getting married, becoming a mom, and then splitting up all changed her. They made her think more, care more, and feel deeper. Those things made her real when she talked about helping others. They added extra feeling to her acting too. This part of her life had happy times and sad times. But it helped shape who Sally Struthers became, not just as an actress, but as a mom, a helper, and someone people still look up to. When Sally Struthers thinks back on her big career years, she feels thankful, honest, and not too dreamy about the past. Millions know her as Gloria Stivich from All in the Family. She never hides the truth about what really happened behind the cameras on that huge show. But when she talks about working with Rob Reiner, her words still surprise old fans a lot. For years, people thought the fun friendship on screen was the same off-screen. The show felt so real because of how well everyone got along, right? But Sally says it wasn't that simple at all. People think we were all one big happy family, she once said. That's a nice picture, but it's not what really happened. Rob Reiner played Michael Meathead Stivic. He wasn't just another actor to her. He had a big, strong personality, very set ideas, and knew what he wanted. Sally says he was smart and cared a lot, but those things sometimes made things bumpy. Rob was super driven even back then, she explained. He always knew exactly what he thought, and he said it loud and clear. That can make you excited to work with him, but also really tired sometimes. The thing that surprised Sally most was how the big arguments from the show sometimes kept going after cameras turned off. All in the Family was built on big talks and fights. Rob's character argued with Archie Bunker all the time. Off camera, Sally felt like sometimes the actor and character mixed together. There were times it felt like the fighting didn't stop just because filming ended. She said you had to learn to step away and keep your own calm. That's why her honest words hit so hard. She doesn't say Rob was mean or bad, but she breaks the idea that everything was easy and perfect. Rob wasn't mean, she made clear, but he was very intense. And when you're young and still figuring things out, that strong energy can feel like too much. Sally also talked about how any new big show naturally makes people compete a little. Everyone knew they were making TV history. That put extra pressure on all of them. We all wanted to do great, stay important, and have our say, she said. Sometimes that made personalities bump into each other. That's the stuff fans never see. The most shocking part of what Sally says isn't the arguing itself. It's how normal it started to feel back then. At the time, she didn't feel like she could say she felt bad. In those days, you didn't complain, she noted. You were lucky just to have the job. So you smiled, did your work, went home, and tried to forget the hard parts. Now, with more time passed, Sally looks back with kinder feelings for herself and for Rob. She knows they were all young, full of fire, and figuring out new cultural stuff in front of everyone. We were all growing up while the whole world watched, she said. That's a tough way to learn and change. Still, she won't pretend everything was only happy. I won't say it was perfect, she said. But it was important, and sometimes important stuff feels uncomfortable. In the end, what really surprises people about Sally Struthers' words isn't some big drama. It's just plain honesty. She won't call Rob Reiner a bad guy or a perfect hero. She shows him as a real person, with big dreams, strong beliefs, and all the stress from changing TV forever. The truth is, she finished, we made something amazing together, even when it was hard, especially when it was hard. That real truth, without fake happy endings or pretending, might shock people more than any wild story ever could.